All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're live. We're coming to you live from Talk Visual 305. We're downtown Homestead. Mr. Julio, we have a special guest today, and I would like for you to introduce our guy. Who do we got?
We've got really special guest. This guy is a childhood friend of mine. We go way back, but what he's been able to accomplish in life is truly extraordinary. This gentleman has done amazing things. He's become a professional MMA. He's also the wrestling coach. He's also got a boxing gym. The boxing gym is over at the South Dade Labor Camp, which is over here on 296th Street. Please help me give a warm welcome to Chino Duran.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys letting me come and have a few words with the community and with you guys as well.
No worries. So first and foremost, we wanted to say thank you. Thank you for the things you have done. Thank you for the things you're currently doing, and thank you for the things you will do in the future. So on our podcast, we bring those distinguished individuals of the community in to try to leave some crumbs for the next generation.
Correct.
And we wanted to just say thank you, because a lot of times men typically don't like flowers, so we just say we give you digital flowers to say thank you. We're watching, we're looking.
I'll take them. I'll take it.
You'll take them, right?
Yep.
So thank you, man. So give us an introduction to yourself. So who is Chino? Give us an insight there. We got a little bio, but we want you to kind of stress that to our listening audience right now.
Right. So my real name is Gamaliel Duran.
Okay.
And I immigrated here with my family in 1987. Brought here.
Right.
Illegally immigrated.
Right.
Came over in the trunk of a car here, and we live right down the street.
That's right.
Right on Chrome Avenue.
That's it.
Actually, the house is no longer there.
Right.
When I was younger, I had curly hair.
Okay.
In our region, I know in a lot of regions and parts of the world, Chino is like translated into Asian, right?
Yeah. Okay.
In our neck of the woods of Mexico,
Right.
Chino actually means the opposite, that you have straight hair,
Straight hair.
not
Okay.
curly.
Okay.
Right? So, because I have pelo chino means straight hair. So people always think it's your facial features that people get called that, and that wasn't it. That was a nickname that my mother ended up giving me, because está chinito. He's got straight hair, right? Right. So that stuck, and then when I started competing in sports, people couldn't pronounce my name. That's the honest truth.
Yeah. Right.
Gamal what? And then they just said, "Well, you got anything we can call you?" I said, "Chino."
Like, keep it simple.
Well, go with that one then. and then that stuck ever through my high school career. Same thing with my wrestling coach, which I'll mention in a little bit. And he just thought it was just a little bit more intimidating than wrestling Chino the Fury Duran than Gamaliel Duran. So that's where that came from.
Right.
So it's a good story for my name, but
very good. But so we saw that you came. You live in Homestead now. You could have lived anywhere. You could have gone to anywhere throughout the 50 states of the country. We all come here as immigrants and wanted to live the American dream.
Yes.
But here you're in Homestead. Homestead, in our opinion, we love our community and we wanted to see it do well. So as we bring individuals such as yourself onto the podcast, we always try to figure out how do we leave the best crumb for the next generation, because there's a lot of persons they take, but they don't give back. We see that you're taking, but you're giving back. And also we saw that, in your upbringing, South Dade, why South Dade? You could have chose another school or another area.
Right.
So give us a little insight to the South Dade experience.
So this is a great opportunity for me, for me personally. I know you guys have the crumb topic, but I want to leave more than crumbs.
Okay.
Right.
I want to
leave the whole thing.
I want to leave the whole
loaf of bread.
The whole loaf of bread, and then they can make sandwiches out of that.
That's right.
So basically, I was a lost kid, like every other kid in Homestead. Not that we have bad parents, but we have parents that have to provide. Right.
That's right.
So basically, a lot of kids down here get misconstrued as bad kids.
Right.
That does not exist, in my opinion. So basically, my parents were working a lot. I mean, Julio, my mom was working at Julio's mom's restaurant.
Right. Okay.
In the night shift, actually.
Wow.
Used to wake up in the morning and go straight to the fields. This lady is a strong lady. She's doing well. She's had multiple surgeries, and this is one of the reasons why my avenue was to give more of a voice, not only to the boys, but to the girls.
Right. And we saw that too, right?
To the girls in our community, because we see like every strong nation, every strong
Right.
place geographically wise, if their women are strong and educated, then that area is doing pretty
Right.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
And I take statistics, I take data, and I try to implement them into this microcosm we
Right.
call the city of Homestead, right?
Right.
So basically, I had the opportunity to compete. My mother gave me that opportunity. My wrestling coach, Victor Balmeceda, came
Big
over-
up to Victor.
Yeah, absolutely, a living legend.
Right.
Went over to South Dade camp because I said, "Hey, coach, I can't afford this.
Right.
My parents, they're doers.
Right. That's
There's
right.
A lot of
Hard
talkers,
workers.
They're doers.
Right.
And they want me to go and help with the nursery that we
Right.
were renting out for a little bit. So after school, I have to go to work. It's like,
That's
hey,
it.
look, man, I will talk to your parents, but you got to think more than the short term. There's a
Right.
there's a long term investment that has to go into being successful here.
He also saw talent in you.
Absolutely,
Of course.
absolutely. The first thing he saw was grit,
Right.
and that's what we have here.
Right.
Everybody's always asking us what we do different down here at South Dade.
Right.
That's right.
Multiple time state champions, national champions, so on,
Whoop.
boys and girls.
That's right.
What sets us different is the grit that we already have instilled in us, right?
Right.
And then what he came and gave us was organization, structure, and consistency. First
Right,
and
right,
foremost.
So
Right.
as a girl, I mean, it's rare to see. I mean, in my opinion, a guy as a girls coach in that space, right? And you know, how was that? How was the transition?
It was
because
tough.
the girls, I mean, you know,
It was tough.
It was.
It
was not an easy
it was
transition.
not only tough for me as a male trying to get into the heads of little girls like
Right,
that, right?
right.
My niece was part of the reason why I started the team,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just tough for them. You really got to see, and I'm not trying to, downplay our community or, but you really see the struggle of a woman,
Right.
right? Trying to make her way into such a sport like that, male-dominated sport like that. It was not sanctioned when I started the team.
Wow.
It was not.
Okay.
People think this has been around for a long time because we've been so successful in such short amount of time, but
Right.
it was not sanctioned. Myself, at the time, Mr. D. Armas was the principal there, and our district, I believe, chair. Oh my God, I'm going blank. Miss.
You're making me blind with
That's
that
right.
ring, bro.
Sorry, this is a small one.
That's a small one.
She was one of our district representatives. I forgot her name, but she's on the board. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No worries,
I
no
will
worries.
shout
As
you
soon as
out,
this
and I-
podcast is done, he's going to remember
Yeah,
her name.
this is live, so I'm on the spot.
That's it.
But I thank you for everything you did. She wrote me a letter, one of our representatives at the board, and she helped us get this sanctioned.
Right.
Like it was sanctioned in Florida and Miami-Dade.
Wow.
They were reluctant to do it. It
So
was
the South Dade wrestling team was already
established.
legendary. I mean, you guys, the structure that those legendary coaches instilled in you guys, you brought that same energy, that same structure to the girls wrestling,
yeah.
which is why it's put you in a position to become state champs.
Right.
Well, we were 2-time state runner-ups, right, as in the women's side, and we're like 30-something state times on the boys' side, right? Because the girls
That's
program.
where you got this.
Correct.
You know, it's one of many. Okay,
This is one of the
You notice I needed 2 hands. to
I
hold it up.
lost weight,
it.
and this is why I like this one.
Oh
'cause it
my
doesn't fall
gosh.
off.
You know,
But,
I mean,
and I'm not bragging. That's just the truth.
you know, you just got to do this. You know.
So no, but it really goes back to our community,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
It really goes back to that consistency that a lot of us are missing down here. And luckily for me, I had that role model. You know what I mean? But what I remember most when he came around was that consistency. We started talking about when they are sayers and they are doers.
Right.
This guy was a doer.
Right.
I don't care what he had to do. He was always at Miami. He graduated from Miami Southwest.
Okay.
And what I saw that man do for us, I didn't know how to do it any other way.
Right.
So he would drop us off one by one. If he had to go to South Dade camp, he would go there.
Right.
If he had to go to Everglades camp, he would. If he go to Florida City, he would go there.
Right.
I'm talking about.
Right.
He was immersed
in- he
in
was
that
in.
program.
In.
Soil. He was in the soil. That's it.
And he's got so much respect from this community to him. It's just amazing. Florida City recently had a rally for him.
Right,
and
right, okay.
They awarded him with like a Hall of Fame trophy from our community.
Even city council. They
Absolutely.
recognize him on city council.
Yeah, so I'm lucky to have that lineage,
Yeah, of course. I mean, and obviously, like I said, we start off with the crumbs because we got to start with something.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean that cannot create a whole pie. Like,
Exactly.
So that you would consider that coach is probably the most influential person in your life.
The most.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why, really quick. Because my parents were working a lot.
Right.
They were not there. Obviously, our first contact is our parents.
They
right?
got to put food on the
They
table.
got to put food on the table. What happens to us when they're not around?
And back then, we didn't have any tablets or iPhones. We had to go outside and play.
That's
We were
it.
outside all the time.
That's it. And that was a good way of being outside.
Yeah, that was a good way.
Yeah, you're not even thinking about the other stuff.
Yeah.
So let's go back to high school, college.
Yeah. Right.
You know, give us some insight on some of the experiences you went through from getting a scholarship, what kind of work ethic you had to put in high school in order to get the opportunity to go to college.
And he didn't just go to, he went to Eastern Illinois.
Eastern Illinois, right? Because you will probably have an opinion on if kids should go away to college or if they should stay home. Because some parents, I want to keep my kids close to the vest. Home.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I teach microeconomics, right, and financial literacy and government as well. So when we sit people down, my athletes in particular, it says, hey, look, it's going to cost you less to send your kid away for X amount of years than it would be to have them and have them feed them, right? Pay for trips, pay for education. So when we do the compound of that, these parents are saving close to like $500,000.
They don't see that.
No.
They don't
Until
see
somebody puts it in front of them, shows them
put
the
it on
numbers.
paper, that's it.
Right, and that's the part that we need more. We need awareness and we need education, right? So basically, when I went away for school, it was for wrestling still. I mean, I got lucky that I had a coach that says, just do that. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, he just wants me to become a national champ.
Right.
He just wants me to become some cool wrestler.
Yeah.
But he had it all figured out. Man, just listen to me. Just go
That's
to
right.
school, get an education, and then when you come back, you can help me. You can help me coach.
Right.
Right? At that time, when you're in your 19, 20, 21 years old even,
Right.
you're only thinking about your athletics, especially if you're good at something, you're
Right.
decorated. And so I went away looking for a national title. Right?
But you also matured when you went away, right?
Absolutely.
You don't have your parents to do everything for you.
Well, you got a real dose of reality at that point. Not only that you mature, you could get into trouble.
Right.
And a lot of us don't have the opportunity to come back from that trouble, right? We only
But I
have
think
that
if
one
you're
shot.
if you're in sports, if you're getting a scholarship, there is some structure about the times you got to be at certain places. So it's not just go hang out, you know.
Sure.
But there's still moments where you can
Absolutely.
sway away
Absolutely.
if you don't have some sort of discipline.
Absolutely. So here's the thing too. I didn't have SAT scores to get into a 4-year university or a bigger school. My goal was always go to Division I. However, his route was junior college first, and then you can transfer, get your associate's degree. I never thought about that. And the JUCO level, junior college level, it's not as structured as the universities would be, right? But that goes back to the resources that we had growing up here in the community. I didn't have a tutor. I didn't have that structure.
Grades usually weren't the first thing. It was always athletics.
Correct. That was our way out, right? So basically, I struggled because I had too much freedom sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And it backfired. I got not really backfired, but it took a little bit longer to get my associates. It took me 3 years instead of 2.
Right.
But I knew I had that grit because of my wrestling coach, right? It always in my ear. I did not want to disappoint him. And then what did it for me was one summer I came back and Downright was at its peak, right? Downright Construction.
They had all the contracts.
Yeah.
They still do, in a way.
So I had a foreman and it's like, hey man, I heard you wrestle in college and I heard that that you have a degree or something like that, or you know, and then I go, I do. He goes to me, and I'll never forget. Then what are you doing in that hole? I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. And then I got out of that hole. I quit right there and then. I did. It's a true story. And this is something about...
That's God talking to you.
Yeah, this is my mom talking to me, too. My mom always said it because we were facing issues at that point, right? Like socially in the company, right? And of course, you're always like, what do you call that? Insecure when you have somebody who's not as educated as you. You know, as a young man, you have ego, and you're like, how is this guy telling me what to do and treating me like this? If I've accomplished a state title, an All-American, all this, like, you know, credentials and stuff like that. It's like, you know what, I'm going to just go and look for something better and get ready for my bachelor's. You know, I had taken a break from school because of that. So then I went back, and sure enough, I took 4th in the country at the junior level at Harper College from Chicago. I got a full scholarship to Eastern Illinois University.
Wow.
Right. So it's a small Division I school. It was an amazing ride, right? I didn't get to finish my education there, but my eligibility ran out. But I came back home and finished it off at FIU.
Good job.
Shout out there for
Alma
you.
mater. Alma mater.
That's right. Yeah.
Go Panthers.
Yes, that's right. And
So the DBlueprint.
Yes.
Give us an insight to the DBlueprint Combat Academy.
So it goes hand in hand with what you guys got going on, right?
Right.
Like, I was always a believer that, you know, it's not pie in life, right? If you take one slice, there's no less than for other people.
You know, you put a little, you know, drop a little bit of everything in it.
Just make another slice.
That's it.
Make another pie.
Make another pie.
So DBlueprint came about because it was I retired from the girls wrestling program. We brought them up fast, and that was always the plan. It's very tough to be a wrestling coach and be married, right, and have a family. Yeah. And my wife has been with me through thick and thin.
Well, right? why is that? Because of the amount of time you've got to dedicate to the sport?
Yeah. So we, like I said, Coach Balmeceda laid down a blueprint for us to know how to be successful. Yeah. And you know what they say, if it's working, then why change it? You know, there's nothing to change. There's a lot of resources that take place, and like what he did is what I did. I try to follow it as much as I could. Yeah. And then I finally got a chance to retire this last year because I left the program at a high level. We were ranked as high as 15th in the country, right? But what we are mostly just right from the jump, what made us so successful was getting kids scholarships, giving girls, young ladies scholarships. We've achieved $2.5 million in scholarship money in 5 years.
That's awesome, man. Wow, that is awesome.
I was talking to one of our alumni yesterday. She's actually from Homestead Housing Authority. She lived in Redland Center when she was going to school. I took her home. You know, I would from the tournaments after we got back straight to her house, things like that, right? So it got to the point where like I saw the community actually working, and it was like, man, this is another me. Right. This is exactly another me. So I appreciate that. Right. So after I retired, I was like, I had some requests from some parents. Hey, I still want my daughter to work with you, right? And I was like, well, you know what? Let me try to look for a place, and then maybe we'll go, you know, semi-private, semi-public, you know, which is what I love is to give back, and that's where the whole Duran DBlueprint came about. DBlueprint. And that's when I had the idea of reaching out to the boxing gym at South Dade. I got in contact with them, and we made it happen, and I've had huge support so far. We recently competed. We were using it as a wrestling room for the girls wrestling, but everything too, boxing and everything.
All purpose.
Yep, and we just won a national title with some of the girls that are coming over, not only from the South Dade area, but from the Palmetto Cutler Ridge area.
Good, man. Good.
So they're those girls that used to compete about us, or those parents look at us and say, well, you know, they got something going on, so we got to go take them over there. And sure enough, we won a national title a couple weeks ago.
You know, Homestead has had some pretty great athletes in the past, and I think boxing has been, even with the boxing legends that have come out of Homestead, we haven't really had a great gym.
Correct.
You know, but now with the success and your name behind it, I think we can fill that void. Tell us how you got into mixed martial arts and how you got on the octagon stage, because there was a moment where, and I still think it is, I mean, MMA, I think it's bigger than boxing in terms of viewership.
Now it is.
Now, right?
Right, now it is.
So you've had some success in the octagon, and that's Bare knuckles, man.
Yeah,
Going in.
it was definitely tough. I started MMA because I got home from college. I'm this little short guy. I'm no longer a wrestler. I don't have eligibility.
Right.
I'm a school teacher.
Right.
You know what I mean? I need something to pick up some chicks, right?
Right.
I was single. What am I going to brag about now?
That's right.
You know, in my head, I have to
What
have
do we
the,
think when we're young?
yeah, man, it's the truth. It was the truth. And so I started doing it just because of that. I got bored. I wanted something to give me some, I guess what they, call clout now.
Right.
And I just jumped in there. I just I have a teammate that's in the UFC already. His name was Clay Wida. I wrestled with him, and I would take Clay down.
Right.
So I might be pretty good at this, right?
Yeah.
So then I just started doing my research, right? There was a show down here called the Absolute Fighting Championship, right? And at that time, it wasn't as diverse as it is now as far as like the discipline goes. If you were a wrestler, that's what you were going to go with. If you were a boxer, that's what you were going to go with. So my thought process was like, hey, look, I'll just use my wrestling, take them down, and win.
Get him in a submission.
That's right.
Because I am that much of a high level person that anybody who just starts with any other disciplines, I can beat.
Right.
And that was a case in street fights. I didn't get much in street fights, but when it didn't happen, that was the case. I could control people. But there was two AFCs. There was an absolute AFC, and there was an Alaska Fighting Championship.
Okay.
So I called the AFC in Alaska, but I had already signed a contract.
Right.
And I was like, he's like, yeah, man, come on down. I made up a fake record. I was 2-0, and I got a good guy for you here. He's 4-0. I go, yeah, I got it.
I got it.
So they called. He's like, how are you gonna get up here? He's like, what do you mean? I live in Homestead. He's like, is that in Alaska? I go,
You're like, no.
That's
very
right down the
far.
street from you guys. You guys are in Fort Lauderdale, right? No, we're in Alaska, man. We're in
Alaska. Anchorage.
I had already signed the contract. I got some sponsors.
Yeah.
So if I cancel that fight, I got to give everything back.
Oh, okay.
And in fighting, I learned how to be my fighter. I learned how to be my manager. I learned how to be my own coach.
Promoter and everything.
Promoter, everything.
Wow.
So then I was like, look, I can't give this money back. I've already spent it in training. I have to pay the gym. I had a good gym, but it wasn't really, like you said, it wasn't really a legit gym, that, especially at that time where hardly anything was legit. Long story short, they're like, don't worry about it. We got you. We'll fly you out to Alaska. And then I flew out to Alaska, and sure enough, I got knocked out in the first 30 seconds.
That's it. He was 4-0. He was a real 4-0.
Wrestling didn't work.
No.
I was 0-1
That's it.
in Alaska. I got to hang out with the locals.
That's it.
Right, and Alaska's rough. Alaska is tough, right?
Yeah.
But taking that loss, did you immediately want to give up, or did you say, no, I'm gonna go train?
Yeah,
No. The thing is with doers like myself, right? They get knocked down, and we just want to get right back at it.
That's it.
That was luck.
That's
He
it.
caught me.
That's it. Let's
He
do this
caught
again.
me. Let's do this again.
That's it.
And that's where it all started. I fought again. I went 0-2
That's it.
because I was facing the top-notch people. I was the journeyman.
Yeah.
Right.
Finally, I went up to Virginia, and I wasn't doing local fights. I was traveling for fights, right? Because that's the way to do it. They knew how to do it, even though it was a new sport.
Right.
Most people in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world had Vale-Tudo, which was their version of MMA down there, right? Brazilians and stuff like that. So basically, I would call promotions all over the country. If they gave me some money, $500, pay my plane ticket, I would go up there by myself, ask somebody to wrap my hands, and I would do it.
Okay.
It wasn't until I went up to Virginia, I got my brother to finally go with me, right? And we pulled off a big win.
Right.
I beat a guy by the name of Johnny Bedford.
Okay.
He's a bare knuckle. He was the bare knuckle champion in recent days, and he was also a UFC veteran as well.
All right.
Wow.
So
that was a big
That's
move.
it.
That was a big
That's it.
step.
Anchorage paid off.
So that right there told me that I was in the elite class. That what my mind was predicting, what I was seeing when I was seeing these individuals fight, it was true. I just didn't have the structure to train and to do it.
That really mattered.
I had no team. In wrestling, you have a team, and that's why you're able to be successful. But at the individual level, it's you. You're a subcontractor.
Right.
So Chino, all these kids that are watching UFC that aspire to be this big champion, John Jones, all these great UFC fighters, what can you tell them as the right path or a successful path that they ought to be doing at a young age in order to get to UFC?
Number one, do your research. Number two, just follow the blueprint.
Right.
If you have somebody who's done it, right, already done it. I was way more successful even as an MMA coach. We even had my training partner, Patrick the Animal Williams, right?
Okay.
He was in the UFC.
Okay.
He holds the record for fastest submissions.
Okay.
Right? But I was the guinea pig.
All right.
So all he had to do is just train with me, listen to what you have to do, go to a great camp, right? We didn't have one, so we sent him away, right? He went away. He has the connection. He wrestled at Arizona State University. So he had that connection in Arizona.
Right.
Send him off for about a week, right? Train at the local level here, right? At a local gym at the time. We were training with Full Contact Fitness with Felix Bocanega.
Felix, okay.
Right?
Shout out to Felix.
Right. And then he's been there for a long time, right? And he made it, right? But the problem in those is once you get to a level, you're stuck there at that level. You don't have any other, that's the plateau, right? So either you move to Arizona, right? Or you go over to Coconut Creek or a big world-renowned gym, and that's where you should go. However, with that said, that's what we have going now. This is the whole reason for DBlueprint Academy. So in order to train now, right, and we know with inflation things aren't getting any easier, right?
Right.
I had life-changing decisions whether I put gas in my car and go to training or pay my phone bill at the time, right? So we're making it affordable for real contenders to come out of our city.
Right.
Now this is for everyone that wants to participate in your academy, not just for the people who live in the South Dade labor camp.
Absolutely, and that's the cool part about having such a cool, mixed economic system the way we do. We can use, public and private sectors and merge them together and give everybody an opportunity to participate. It doesn't have to be a pay-for-play kind of scenario.
Right.
The people that live in the Homestead Housing Authority, they pay absolutely nothing.
I'm so glad you called me that day and you said, Julio, look, man, I see that this facility isn't being utilized at its potential.
Right.
And I said, you and I got history. Why don't you come over to the meeting and let's have a conversation about it? And then, there was some politics behind it just to make sure that we were doing things the right way. But you came, you showed exactly what you can, the value that you can add. And here we are today. And you are now part of that organization running that gym.
It's amazing.
So how do we tell people in the community how to join the gym and where it is?
Right.
Yeah, so we're located at the South Dade Center, right? We'll put the address.
Right, we'll put it on the description.
On the description, and they come in, right? If they don't live at the Homestead Housing Authority, anyone, Everglades, Rutland, or South Dade, then they would have to sign the waiver. Even if they live there, they would have to sign a waiver, of course. But it's $100 a month.
$100 a month, man. Come on.
Month to month.
That's right.
So you're not stuck to where you have a problem, or just talk to us, right? Sometimes things get tough.
Right.
I know that. We know that better than everybody. You're not gonna have $100 a month every month on a consistent basis, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Now, are they learning? Are they learning MMA? Are they learning boxing or jiu-jitsu or wrestling?
Everything. So we've already had a few of the boys come over from the boxing side. Hey, I want to learn that too.
Yeah.
Can we jump in there? They already have some boxing background, so that's easy.
Okay.
That's easy. And some of our kids that wrestled at South Dade, right? They also live there, and they're like, "Hey, I want to start doing that." They already have a wrestling background, so everything else is pretty easy. The cool part is that we can do everything that we did at the public sector in the private sector as well.
Right.
So for example, recycling our trainers. Like we have a few alumni that are going to graduate now from college. Well, they're coming back with degrees. They're getting professional jobs, but they want to start competing. right? So they're giving back by teaching a few classes.
That's that crumb.
They're teaching a few classes a week, right? At
Right.
least an hour a week. They get free training, and they help each other out, and they have world class coaches like us, and that's the beauty of what you guys have given the opportunity. Us, the community as a whole. Arturo, the director, has been super supportive, right? Everybody at the Homestead Housing Authority has just been, they saw the vision. Chirino, and they were like, "Yeah, let's grow this thing," and it's going. It's really going.
So it's available for all ages.
That was my question.
Right. So it's available from 12 years and
up.
Right.
Okay. Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. Right. And we'll start a kids program right soon enough. Right. If they want to do MMA or even at the wrestling part, if there's kids that are mature enough to jump in with the 12-year-olds and stuff like that, we'll take a look and then we'll evaluate and we'll take from there.
You go up to what level?
Professional.
They're developing professional MMA fighters.
Correct.
Right.
And boxers.
Boxers.
And it's a good workout too.
Right.
You
we
stay fit.
also have 2 other trainers there, and of course I don't want to leave them out because if it wasn't for them maintaining the gym, right, that wouldn't be there. His name is Gustavo, right?
Yeah.
An older gentleman. He works for the HHA as well. He's a security guard, and then this really articulate young man called Christopher Otero. He's amazing, right? So they're helping out as well on a day-to-day basis.
So there's been great synergy between all parties.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
So is there a social media handle that people could follow?
Yeah, you can go over to IG and follow DBlueprint Combat Academy or DBlueprint Combat. I also put that, I'll tag us in the DBlueprint Combat. You can follow us there, and also South Dade Boxing.
South Dade
IG.
Boxing.
Yeah, South Dade Boxing Gym.
Gym
On IG, and they're there. We don't have a lot. I do give updates though on the renovations and stuff on what we've been doing to the facility.
Right.
So this week we've been closed because we got a brand new roof. So shout out to my ex professional fighter, Miriam Nazar. Her family owns a roofing company, so shout out to Eagle Roofing. They fixed the ceiling and the roofing, which was needed and they basically gave up about, and this is not a lie, $9,000 to get that done for us.
Shout out to Eagle Roofing.
Yes,
Very good.
I mean, you talk about there's people that are sayers and doers. Those guys are doers, and I appreciate them so much for doing that.
So I'd like the Homestead Housing Authority to be more accessible to the general public. So we want to highlight the things that you're doing. We want to highlight the board meetings that they're having so that it's not, similar to how the city of Homestead has their meetings on YouTube.
Yes.
That anytime somebody wants to know what's going on, post the agendas.
I agree.
Have public
modernize
comment.
it.
Modernize it. Let it be more accessible to everybody. And if they can't make the meetings, they can at least go onto YouTube. And then stories like this, people don't know that there's even a gym in there.
Right.
They don't.
I didn't know.
You didn't know.
No, I didn't know. Now I know.
Yes.
Now, these are the crumbs that we need in our community, right?
You didn't know there was a gym there with a name behind it like Chino Duran.
Right.
And the Duran family. They are pillars here.
Yeah, my family, my brothers are business owners, right? There's a lot, they own a lot of property in town, and one of my brothers also has a boxing gym. He does the private sector, and he's doing an amazing job over Extreme Body Works. He has a couple kids that are boxers that are flying to Mexico. They have the connection with Rafael Marquez, the professional champion, right?
Right.
Knocked out Manny Pacquiao for those.
Just so you know.
Yeah, just so you know. So he's one of the legends of the sport. So he's got a great connection going on there. So not by any means am I saying that if things don't work out at our facility, that you can't use any other facilities in town. We have we have great facilities in town, and they're affordable. And I've been all around the Miami area and all around the country, and in Florida as well. And we have the most affordable prices in the state of Florida.
Well, I'd like to highlight
the fact that they have you too.
DBlueprint there because we're on that team, right?
Correct.
We want to elevate, and take that to the highest potential.
And we will with the help and support that we've been getting. I've already had a lot of pledge numbers reach out and say, hey, we want to help out. We want to sponsor you guys. So who do I make this check out to? And that's the cool part. Like they're not waiting around, and they've come around.
Doers.
And we're
That's it.
correct.
So if companies do sponsor, what comes with that sponsorship? Is it some sort of advertisement inside the gym?
Absolutely. No, so we're having banners. We'll hang up their banners. We'll put up their information. Anytime we go to competitions, we'll highlight their businesses with names on the shirt.
Right.
So again, that was the part that you mentioned earlier. Not a lot of people know my story.
Right.
So everything that I did, and that I got knocked out, and that I lost a fight here and there, it's coming back to give me that experience to at least know how to manage a sponsorship, and what do you get out of it, what does this package bring. So they get all the perks of the private sector, but now helping with a bigger cause.
Right.
And it's tax deductible at the end of the day. They're going to get it back anyways.
So tell us what the ring is from. What state?
So this is from 20, I forget, just a second. It's from 2019.
He's got so many.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it is.
You gotta do this, guy. You know, you gotta hold it up like that.
Yeah.
You know?
So as soon as I came back from college, I was not gonna let go. I wasn't allowed to get away from my responsibilities of giving back. One thing that Coach Balmeceda said to us: when you go away for college and you come back home, please give back to the community.
That's right.
Please give back to us. I did it for you. If you do anything, this is not for me. This is not for my ego. This is for everybody else that's coming out
The
to
next
keep
gen.
this correct. So I ended up being an assistant coach at South Dade Senior High School. I did it officially from 2015 to 2019, right? But unofficially, I'd been there since I got back from school.
Right.
I was always there.
You're always giving back.
And of course, this is like iron, right? But it's more than iron. It's more than metal. It's like a reward being reciprocated. It feels like appreciation from him. He's not just gonna let you walk away with, hey, thank you for coming. Here you go. Here's a symbol of what we think about your help.
Well
and sure
said.
enough, I have about 15, 16 of these since I came back.
Wow.
So I always wear them with pride, everywhere I go, and there's a lot of people in the community who also wear these around. So that's how much of an impact
has.
this program has had.
Well said, man. Well said. I mean, here on Talk Visual 305, you're a friend of us, and anything that you need from us in any capacity that you need us to share the information, post it out there. We'll always have stuff going on. We're trying to shine light to Homestead, and we're trying to leave crumbs for the next generation. So if there's anything that we can do, anything that our audience can do, please don't hesitate to reach out to us so that we can kind of put the message out there in any way. And as we get any questions, we can kind of send it off to you guys and vice versa.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time. And one thing that we can do is just throw it out there. Let people know. Share this page. Share. Julio's doing an amazing job. You guys are doing an amazing job at doing exactly what is needed to do, and that's called awareness, right?
Yes.
As long as people don't know this information, they're not going to act on it, right? And what this does is gives a platform like myself and for everybody in the community to try to get and expand on the opportunities that we have down here in Homestead.
And that is what we do here at Talk Visual 305, guys. We're just trying to leave some crumbs for the next generation, some good crumbs. And at the end of the day, we all feel good in the end because we're doers. That's exactly what we are. My underscore is doers. We got the will, and you can see it. Don't listen to us. Watch what we do.
Yes.
Yes. So with that being said, Julio, anything else?
Chino, we appreciate your life story. We appreciate what you're doing. You're educating our kids. You're developing our kids to be great, tremendous athletes. So continue to inspire and do the work that you do, my friend.
Thank you guys so much. And as soon as we get some of these fighters on the card, you'll have front row seats.
Awesome.
All right?
I appreciate that.
It's a pleasure.
Thank
Guys,
you.
thank you for watching. Talk Visual 305. We're out. We'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.